Oh, yeah, the angle.
Yeah. Yep. So one thing I don't want you to do, Chris, is step out that foot.
You don't move the foot for
Not if the bus is more.
it stays right behind it.
Stays right where it was.
Oh.
You don't have to step out. Leverage that you're getting, right? The leverage that you're getting is 100%. Getting on it, home, that'll work. Here,
That's my leverage. Yep, that's my leverage. I don't need to step out to pull you up because you're gonna willingly come with me. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Right, just put it back. Here, put it back.
Makes sense.
Grab this.
That's what my neck was fucked up for the week, because we were demonstrating that on me, so it was just constant hammering in the neck, right?
Make sure I block, because I can just go like this, so make sure to block.
Dave, go beat up the camera. Huh?
Yep. Your bottom, just wrap me arm, go leg straight back. Shoulder feel. I'm trying to get this back of the neck.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Either way, I'll be asleep, just leg hit straight back. Just leg hit straight back. There's roll. Yeah, I mean, you can do either.
I think it's either. I'm sure.
I feel like you like this one, because you can tuck your elbow like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good pressure. Right? Take that level away from you, just follow from it. Nope, wrong way.
If they don't.
Go and get back in the turtle.
It's uncomfortable as shit.
You're taking
Otherwise,
our shoulder.
it just whack.
Yeah. You're peeling this shoulder.
It's just like,
Nope, right. It's not from that side anymore.
it's really well if there's
Left forearm.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Good.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that
Oh, I
are
know.
so through it.
Hold your
Someone's
hand.
on the farm, so like,
Yes.
right. Okay, so then, next we've got turtle, yeah. I think that's the, like, I'm trying to remember.
Sit straight back to your butt, pull him to you. There we go, get your hooks. Seat belt. Yeah, just don't knee him in the groin, that's don't knee him.
They're shifting and they're shooting on you. While you're up in the air, here, and then you can. So I'm still, it's like I'm reaching, right there. Normal bridge.
Trap with that, maybe trap with the cross arm.
Yeah. But shaking a little bit more. Picture like you're not doing it like around, so you can take more of the pose. And then you can transfer.
There we go.
Straight out.
So far. I had the same problem with you.
Yep.
Same problem with Andrea. Okay, just always just clamp down.
When we get these,
Can't do it.
Yes.
I had. Broken leg. Make sure we're getting back guy roll.
Sorry.
You're good.
I can go back, I roll.
Well,
Nope, I think you're good.
Am I good?
I mean, you come across. There you go.
like it's straight back.
I'm not trying to stand there. I'm internal. Think about it when you need yours, right?
Little bit.
Yeah.
Here's here.
Great strength, right? Post. Sit straight in.
Okay.
Because I'm not getting my leg out.
I remembered it feeling different, so I was like,
Under.
Yeah,
Under.
Well, you did one more time, one time.
yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, the under, like, the arm. Like, yeah, the slide.
Yep, underhook arm. And you can grab it, you gotta pinch the elbow, the ribs, and keep it trapped, or you can cross grip it. Either
And
one.
then it's.
I don't think.
Whatever.
You can do both. You can do both.
Anything.
Sometimes my brain was like, no.
No,
You
I
grab.
mean, you could be a dick and do that.
Yeah, grab.
One,
So.
The whole point is to take away the poking arm.
no, your body.
What is it, right? It is here. And you go towards the under. And then it's just the plant here, touch.
I think it was.
Bridge, Superman, yes.
Baseball side.
And then you
So 2 minutes, guys, 2 minutes.
Sorry, Fail.
This hand is across the next one, mom.
It's the step. Touch them.
Figure out how to get to my left arm over there.
Which one were we doing now? You're doing the sit out?
Yes.
Don't do those ones yet, we're going back there. It's okay. Yeah. All right, guys, add in both of your duck outs. Make sure you're doing the sit to guard, right? And add both the duck outs. Remember the duck outs, right? Okay, go.
So then up and sit right here.
Yep.
On this side. And this one you got a minimum.
More like posting.
Whichever side I want. Yeah.
Grab your.
What did you say?
Just trying to remember what
What I
side I
remember
usually do.
maybe they could be the one that you pick. You got to convert it north south. They got hair in the middle. That's what
And then it's the.
What's the front? Yes. The other one's a seat.
Remember,
I think, and this one too is like, I think this is a good one for like, if they're just like, hanging out on top, like if they don't have anything to grab onto, but they're just giving you a lot of pressure.
right, go to something else, right? We don't want you to push up too much.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I forgot to do that. There you go. Sorry.
You're gonna get your hats.
Not really, but I get the idea. Sorry.
You know what he's about. Focus. You have to cut that hang on this one. You know, you're gonna shoot doing slightly to the side. I can do block the arm. You wanna be able to slide out, touch and go, control back. The other one, if you're gonna bear hug, and grab the arm.
Well, yeah,
And
that's
then
also.
I have to chuck, yeah, chuck you off. You're not lifting her up, put it
Big
back.
spot, okay. Which side are you gonna come on?
This one.
Okay, put a little fingers. There we go. Now, which foot are you gonna go? Okay, hold it in flank. Without lifting your hips. You lift your hips, he's gonna back out, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll be threatening, we're causing his balance to be compromised. Right? Oh, good. Good. Now what? Yeah. Get your head out, right? And we don't just lift. Right? Now, are you being threatened?
Yes.
You're being very threatened, right? So when we get to this point,
You're okay.
here,
Oh, that's because it's, yeah, if you have a, they're just doing frames, then you can
from here,
the high elbow, but if they have a grip, you have
post the
to.
foot. Hips don't come out, it's getting low. Especially like if you go to the.
So if I'm just here like this, then you get.
Coming up.
If it's,
Right? Whichever. Imagine if you go to the same place where you're coming up. That's a big no. Okay, what you're looking to do. This side.
Yeah.
You get. And then he just does it.
I think you showed that one overlay, where like you go that side and really push it.
He could take his hands.
Baseball's like the
Same thing.
Ducking out, popping up.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, remember the dugouts.
The second one. So I'm here, this is where you grab this one. Which this one side you're going out. So it's gonna run this way, right? So you're just laying on the inside hand. Which is gonna be up. Because there's outside again, it's gonna carry that over.
The one that's, yeah, I'm sure
My shoulder's shrugging to post, but my shoulder is collapsing.
Oh, there you go.
And then it's going to happen, you pull your arm out. She's not turn flop, she's gonna go to turn.
Right.
I'm gonna
Go under that.
like grabbing like this, and then just move the whole hand this way.
This one here. So it's like from here.
Right out. Oh, no, big bridge into the armpit. Bridge into the armpit.
And then switching like grab a hold of this leg too with that right hand. Then you'll have one arm trapped and that hands there so that it's almost like similar to like an old product or like you're stopping them from sliding down.
This is one great angle, you step up.
Same thing, slide out, right? But your head goes to the back of the shoulder, right, on the top of the armpit. Running your left hand,
So then I'm grabbing these
your
pants
side
too,
pant leg,
so that
and
like
push it
I
away.
can keep that
Push it away.
and then
Push it away, more. Big bridge, push it away.
start to.
You gotta get her face down.
Yeah, I was gonna say my bridge.
Push hard.
Yeah.
Push hard. There we go. She's gonna fall to her side, you just come up and take side control. But the experience of grappling doesn't do that, right? The experience of grappling, in a fight,
really like that.
beautiful. Put them on their side, get them out, control them, done, right? Experienced grappler for sparring or competition, they're going to turn, right? Because they know that they're just hitting this stuff. If they leave that arm with you, when you bridge into them, they're going to get it.
Yeah, I miss the detail.
That's just something I've been saying, right? You don't want to say what you're trying to get that running motion. But if they're on their knees and resisting, you just take that table and we're the same principle, like really hard to lift for it. So she's gonna put pressure on you, she's gonna be the straight in line if you get out.
And you're sharing for the really
Circle around.
Now,
kind of
you're
far
not gonna
out.
do this for me, you wanna be in line, you don't want to put it
I'm not there, sorry.
And you're holding
It's good enough.
same.
Like when you create the big angle, she didn't realize that, she was actually in one
Push
position.
it out, big bridge.
Just about slowly.
And the other ball.
Now, when you go to set this up, you want to make once you start changing.
Round, my angle. Am I properly or am I just not?
So now, right hand for this position, the right hand is just from that.
I should have
Your left hand is going to be
Here,
your hand, so your left foot. And then if you want to like and then right. Yeah. Baseball slides right through. Here we go. And up and go to the back. But the goal is not to make a big leap. Yeah.
No, you're good. My bad.
And now if you track yourself. Patrick, do not throw that arm up or before you post that foot. Ideally, those are happening at the same time. All right, guys, time. Let's talk about a couple things, all right? This is specific to the duck outs, okay? You can apply it to any time you're bottom turtle, but the principle is gonna be the same. First and foremost, the movements I make from bottom, I want small movements, right? I do not want to become threatening. If I become threatening, they will change position, okay? And I may not be able to fight my way out of that. So in order to take advantage of a mistake that they have made, I want to make my adjustments small. That is why if I'm in bottom turtle, right, and they're north-south, when I go to post my frame for my duck out, I'm not doing this. If my shoulders come up, that's a big movement, they're going to change position. Because now, if they don't, their legs are exposed to me. We're going to cover getting that single and double in a little bit. Their legs are now available to me, right? If I'm here and I'm not threatening and I do this, right? I'm now threatening and they're taking a more aggressive posture. They're going to move. If they're on the back corner, right, and I start to cut into them, they're going to move because I'm compromising their control point, okay? So we do not want to initiate that type of movement because we want to capitalize on what they're giving us, right? Remember, the customer's always right. If they're going to give us north-south where they don't have firm grips on something so that we can exit, we're going to take advantage of it. Thank you very much, sir. I'm going. But the second you become threatening, it's like watching one of those nature documentaries, right? And you've got that anglerfish with the little dangling deal. And the little fish comes up. And they say, ooh, what a pretty light. And everything's cool when they just see the pretty light, it's not threatening. But the second that angler opens its eyes, now it's aggressive. And that little fish takes the hell off because it knows it's about to get ate, right? Same thing holds true with your jiu-jitsu. If you know that there's easy exits for your opponent, and you've got them in a spot where you have an exit, we don't become threatening until it's too late, or we don't eat, right? I like to eat. You don't think this way without liking to eat. So we set these traps, and we make small movements that we're not threatening until it's time to be threatening. You want another analogy? You're going to be like Dalton from the first Roadhouse, not the second. First one. You're going to be nice until it's time to not be nice. So I'm being nice. I'm here. You've got top control. Cool story, bro. You're good, right? But they get to moving, and they're a little tired. They're trying to catch their breath. They're trying to think of some way to open you up, right? So I'm going to do the first duck out. All I'm going to do is shift my shoulders just a little bit so I can create a little bit of an angle. But I'm going to do it casually so that it's not like an abrupt movement because that's aggressive, right? I want to bait them into complacency. So I'm just shifting, right? A little uncomfortable, and you can even bitch a little bit. Man, right on the back of my neck, I need to scoot a little bit. They're not going to think nothing of it, right? Because the angle you're creating is small, but it gets your head out from under their center line, right? And that's the goal. If our head's on the center line, we cannot come up without picking their whole body up. I don't know about you, but trying to pick Brody up like that is not going to be a good time. But I cut an angle and get off of that center line, I can get out from under him and make him fall in the turtle. So I'm here, I'm just going to shift a little bit, right? Not even big movement like that, just a little bit of wiggle, get my head on a little bit of an angle. And then this hand, the palm's going to go to the mat. And I'm just going to coil it up like a spring. I'm not lifting my shoulders, I'm just applying some pressure to the mat to help move my load a little bit, right? This elbow, I should be able to bring up near my face and hook their tricep with my tricep, right? I'm not trying to do a reverse elbow and break ribs. All I'm doing is clearing their arm. I don't do that until this foot comes up to the outside. Notice I'm not going here, right? Again, it's a big movement, it's aggressive, they're going to move. But if I'm here and I go like this, I haven't really changed my level, and now I have two levers out, and I pop through. As soon as my hip touches, I'm up to the corner, right? the foot post, the high elbow, and the slide happen like that. Okay? The trap has been set. I've got my coil set. I know I'm moving, and I'm trying to not give this away with a whole lot of movement. And then, boom, I'm out. That's the goal to that first sit-up. Okay? So practice that, and only that, for then like 3 or 4 reps each. Then we'll do the second version. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. Small movements. Small movements. We're going to be quiet like church mice. Now, people on top. People on top. This one, so people on bottom, you're not going to do this sit out if they have the bear hug. Right? We'll do something else. We'll do the second version. So people on top, we have the side rails going, right? These duck outs are situational based on what they give us. All right? We have the side rails going.
Sorry.
So I'm not center of chest, center of shoulder blades with an S grip or a gable grip under their chest. I've got side rails going. I'm feeling their movement. Okay? That way we can do the regular sit out. Then when they get the bear hug, that's where we do the other one. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. So, the first one we're doing, if you're on top, you just got hand on the hip, hand on the ribs, right? You got the side rails going.
Yeah.
There's nothing to grip, there's nothing to bridge into, right? So now, as soon as that foot comes out, Patrick, you need to be high elbow and sliding the knee out. Laney, you're going to turtle, boom, right? You're not just falling flat, you're going forward. High elbow, composed, sit up, elbow shots, right? Set the coil, the other 3 happen at the same time. Yep. It's gonna take a minute to get used to.
You start moving foot, then you're going the other way.
Same time. Same time. So you're starting to step wider rather than I can feel an elbow and knee slide. All boom.
This one changes.
I think you overestimate the one.
This one's like
I don't even think you can.
Otherwise, it ends up being this thing and mess up on it.
A lot of it is just all around the head. You want to be one inside of it. Like, if it's down there, the other one feels slammed.
See where that is?
Yes.
I know you need that. I do the same motion for like single legs. If I've got that wrist or sleeve, it's always like fishing under and
Yep.
I love the sit out motion, but feel very good.
Oh wait,
Well, we're gonna do something else that's gonna help you get out of turtle too.
This.
All right, let's see, guys.
see what?
Seatbelt, side rails. Do the seatbelt. Side rails. Foot post, high elbow, and knee slide all at the same time. All at the same time. Boom, boom. Yeah. All at the same time. Yeah. We have a weird, some of the rules of wrestling for this.
It's a word, seriously.
We have to start the track and get out of the way.
I tried to predict which one you were gonna go to, and it was just like, oh, I'm going to the mat, okay.
Set that close ring. Hold my elbow.
Yes!
That was pretty good for an old man. Set that spring. Post, elbow, knee slide, same time. Post, elbow, knee slide, same time. So you had the post in the elbow, the knee side's gotta have right away too, okay?
And it's just like getting that.
That might be, you might make me feel that it lift it up too much.
Knee, high elbow, and knee slide both at the same time. Okay? So put your left hand on the mat. Keep your palm on the mat. Post your foot over here. High elbow, knee, knees both times. Go. Yes. Nice. Nice. That was much better.
It's like a lot of times, I
Right?
feel like when this is happening, they turn into, like instead of them accepting that they are now internal, as you start to scoot out, they're going to scoot. Also, like, that's where I like to be prepared by like.
It's all the
scooting
time,
at, like,
I'm trying
like,
to go
as-
slow so that
as
you
they
can
end up here, if you're on ground, and then like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like either that or like be prepared for it, otherwise.
All right, guys, one more rep each on this one, then we'll go to the bridge. You're gonna go, I'm gonna go over the bridge again. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm old, I'm not deaf. All at once, Elise, all at once. Don't, go back, go back. What did you do? You became threatening, right? Hey, get back in there, quick. That's it. I don't want to be threatening. Don't be a mean girl. All at once, all at once. Cool. That's cool. Hey, stop. It's better than me. Yeah. I can tell you right now what you're doing is fucking you up. Okay?
Calm down, set that stress. I'm just gonna try that. You are just, you're getting ready to move, you're doing this. How are you gonna support your body? You're not going to. That's the cause of my hesitation. Everything else will be taken. Okay? Keep focusing. Put your weight to the palm of your hand, pick the elbow up off the mat. Right? We're here, and boom, right? Our palm is already there for us to right foot. Right? The movement takes practice. You're not going to get it right the first time. And that's a movement that you can practice at home. Okay? Right?
Yes.
You don't have pressure on you to do it. You practice the movement. Hold, and then foot, high elbow, and knee slide. Right? And eventually it's going to pay for it. You'll get your hip practice. All right? But the goal is to do it without thinking your hips up. It's not even threatening. Keep your palm on your hand. Okay?
All right, now, the bridge, right? The bridge we do when they take and they get the bear grip, right? The bear hug across the chest. So both arms are underhooks across the chest. All right, Earl, come over here for me, please. The turtle.
We're going to come up on this side.
Right? So I'm here, again, and I'm not gonna go full pressure on him so he can move to the learning technique. I also want you guys to be able to see. Because if my big ass pushes under his shoulders, it collapses over, you can't see anything. So, chest over the shoulders, I have got my grip here, okay? So I've got to hold it, I'm like, oh, I didn't get so. So Earl is gonna come out, he's gonna do the bridge, right? This is the one where you end up doing the Kimura, yeah? So the foot, my foot is fuck. But he's gonna create a little bit of angle, right? He's gonna secure this wrist. As he keeps the hand posted, he's gonna step out. He doesn't have the high elbow, he has the arm, he knifes his leg through. Now, I'm being forced down because he's bridging into the back of my shoulder. Boom. If I stay on my knees, he can push my pant leg away, stretch the leg out. He keeps the wrist, his head goes in the back of my shoulder, and he just bridges a little bit. And you will get a submission out of that, okay? So when you're practicing this, go slow with that final bridge, okay? Same kind of sit out that you're already doing. only this time we're holding on the wrist, okay?
Still posted back to the side.
Still posting with the inside hand to give yourself a frame. You're still posting the outside leg and the inside is knifing through. But instead of going out and then tapping and coming around the back corner, we're securing one of the wrists, right? You frame, step, knife all the way through, grab that pant leg, drive your head into their shoulder, keeping the wrist, right, that's now wrapped around your head, and you're bridging up. And that is going to cause that Kimura action, okay?
You bring that wrist right to leg.
Yes.
Like, hip.
Yep.
But you right, yeah, that kind of locks in. But
Yeah.
can you get the most?
So you're not breaking the grip when you grab the wrist, you're breaking the grip when you make the move.
Exactly. Their grip breaks when you sit out, okay? So don't worry about popping the hands apart, because then you're being what? Threatening. And they're gonna change position on you, okay? So again, this is one that's gonna take practice, but all of that has to happen at one time. Grab, frame, grab the wrist, post and go. That's gotta happen at once, okay? You're not gonna get it right the first time, probably not the first dozen times, and that's okay.
Would you recommend that like after here, as soon as we come through, like this hand that's kind of posing, would you recommend that as we make this motion, attempt to at least or
You know,
at least get the
it
hand on the
depends,
outside?
right? So your mileage is gonna vary. You can secure that knee after the fact if you have to, right? If your bridge is strong enough to drive them down, that leg's gonna flail regardless, okay? Don't hang yourself up from having a good posting frame to sit out to grab that knee first, okay? Odds are you're gonna miss it, especially if they're planked out, right? So if they're in the proper downward dog, you're not going to reach that knee easily until after you sit through. Right? So don't hang yourself up doing it right out of the gate.
And I think one thing that I figured out with him the other day doing this too was that I think I was getting too perpendicular to him to where I was pushing more into him.
Right.
Where you're at that slight angle of pushing him.
When you knife through, that's a great point. When you knife through, we're here, right? I'm going to secure, post, and I'm knifing this knee just outside of the line of their knee. I'm not going that way, I'm going this way. Okay? Yeah, you're basically laying down right next to them and forcing their head down to the neck. Okay?
I want that direction not to be straight against.
Right, I don't want to be pushing. I want to have this arm, right? I want to push this way. I don't want to push this way. He's really strong here. I want to push this way, and if he still resists, pull this out with my head right here and then lift the arm. Okay? Make sense? Let's do it on 2 on 2. We got about 5 minutes, then we're going to go to the next thing.
Trying to excite her. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's my bad.
There we go.
You're gonna get seat belt.
Keep it my way, right?
Yep, they both. They're not gonna be like, I can do this stuff, it's just, it's not.
Nothing wrong with that corner.
Right.
Bridging into the neck. Okay?
It's not
Different circumstances.
In order to take that one part out of that motion. No, you're fine, it is certain people are rolling, they're fast and.
Baseball slide.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
member next to me, not.
oh, I was trying to get my head on.
No, it is.
You had it right on.
So make sure
All you
you're
had to do was move a little bit.
instead of.
As you're moving around, you start to get your head clear, and then when you go to post
And then the back of my wrist is on your head.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
And then hit it.
Now, you're taking your knee, I was told you not to do it, so you're going out here. I want you to do right here. Okay? Now, stay where you're at, turn your body this way. Now, bridge.
There's her head and shoulder, right down to the mat, right? That's where you want to be. You want to be right next to her body, not out away from her. Yeah. Okay? This is gonna take a little bit of work, because it's a little different than the other one you were doing. Yeah. Technically, you're set up for the other one. You should have come out with the same part.
I just gotta get some.
You just gotta figure out where you're going, but.
I have to come up here. I'm really it's going like this. I need someone up to get it safe.
It's a lot of like, that's.
Yeah, you're good.
Just enough to like.
So you're gonna rotate that. If I don't step forward, I just, it's like I have to go up, take it out.
And think about it like this, Chris. When I'm bringing my head out, I'm not bringing my head out over here. I'm bringing it out right here. And it's looking right behind you. I'm up here.
Oh, grab the leg.
So I don't have to worry about opening out of this
There we
angle.
go.
And getting kind of crazy and too big of a move. I'm just going right out there.
Like this.
I don't know.
Legs, legs. Sit,
Grab it.
Same thing. So
All right, so Elise, I want you to think about the mechanics of what you're doing. Okay? Which hand is your posting hand? As it is where it should be in your posting hand. No, get it where it's supposed to be.
you're saying like almost no side.
It's good, see what it is.
Yeah.
And your posting hand, they're coming down. Okay? You're going, bringing it low and.
So I feel like I need to step
Angle, get your head out from under the bar that way. Get yourself there, or get yourself.
Same thing, right? And then make those
Like a little bit to that side, like through. Whatever, do it. Coach your foot, eye elbow, right, you push down from under, eye through.
Sorry,
Straight through. You do the exact same thing your brother did. Which way did your knee go? Towards the wall, right?
Yeah.
I want your knee over here. Okay? Switch body. Knee goes right there. Now, bridge into his shoulder. Bridge. Bridge your shoulder. Boom.
and then take this
And
hand.
push it away. Now, his hand should be up on his chest. Right? Now, because of the length of his arms and where he's aiming more at this point, hit the more. And just come back and get to that end. There you go. Right? From here, you just take it back and work your toes. Okay?
You gotta grab that hand.
You getting it?
Red, you don't make sure your body's.
Feels a lot better today than it is. Well, more reps, man. More reps. And we did. So, Patrick, your arm is staying under the hood.
Yeah.
Right? Your arm needs to come free, grab that hand like it's under. Under. So,
Like,
When I'm sliding?
yes, when you slide, right, your hand should already be in a position where you can grab your knees from each direction, right?
I'd rather be negative 20.
Lay it back up.
Another one on the ground, fall down.
So, show me how you would set this up.
Step out.
Put your ankle. Okay. Grab. Good.
Yeah, how was that?
Pose. And then just straight backwards. Straight backwards. Yes.
Okay.
That's not what you did when you did
So I
the
was
rep.
flipping like over here and then getting it caught.
Yes. Yep. You do it the way you just did it, you're gonna be fine.
Closer than opposite.
Yes. Because remember, right, I'm trying to make a frame. And if I leave my hands here,
Closer physically to the sun.
not my frame, which is easy to protect the kid. So I need to put my hands here. So that I can frame to go back between.
We went up. Yeah,
You're right there.
See for a honeymoon, and being on the pool.
All right, another minute or two.
It all radiates, make sure it gets super hot.
Yeah, so again, Dave, same thing everybody's doing. Right, when you're knifing through, you're knifing out at almost 90 degrees. Direction of attack at that point is pushing on the side.
oh yeah, that one's.
Yeah, I just got
So when you knife through, you knife through with your knee almost reaching there. Just like you're gonna do your hip touch, go sit up, right? We're not gonna put our knee over here because we have a position, right? We're trying to get our knee when it's there. Same vertical around here and there. Another minute, guys, another minute, then we're going to the next thing.
Oh, yeah.
And very similar to like. I don't know if I'm working.
90 degrees, Earl. Got that corner.
Lift his wrist.
Slowly, slowly.
That's your.
All right, guys, time. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. We are not adding new stuff today. We're going to continue working on this because everybody's having the same problem. I'm watching it repeated over and over and over, okay? So we're going to fix this because I want you to have this right before we add new. That makes sense? Okay. This movement is purely dependent on your exit angle when you escape, okay? As hoodoo and McDojo bullshit as it sounds, like we talked about, right? Any martial art is going to be dependent on people reacting a particular way, right? If we're standing and I throw a punch at you and you don't move, what happens? You're gonna get punched, right? If you throw a punch at me, after I just threw a punch at you and you didn't move, and you throw a punch at me, am I gonna stand there or am I gonna move? I just watched what happens if you don't react. Now, if I'm even partially intelligent, I know that if I don't move, if I do the same thing you just did, the same result is going to happen, only in reverse, because the punch is coming at me. So human instinct kicks in then and says, oh shit, let's back up a little bit. And I don't get hit. And it's cool, right? So we learn how to defend punches by just reacting to the movement. Same thing happens with everything that we do in combat sports. It doesn't matter if you're doing kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, stick and knife fighting, swords, it doesn't matter. There are prescribed ways to behave under duress, right? And under duress means under stress, okay? Society teaches us that when stressful things happen, calmer heads prevail, right? If everybody loses their shit, everybody ends up fighting. The calm mind will be able to control the situation, diffuse the aggression, right? That's why a fighter's first tool should be their brain. Self-defense, your first tool is your brain. Use your words, diffuse the situation. If you cannot do so, and it escalates to violence, then we go through and we limit outcomes so we can predict what happens, right? Logical, it makes sense. If I know that I can defend takedowns, punches, and kicks, I really don't have a whole lot to worry about other than a firearm or a blade, correct? I know I can defend this stuff, I really don't have a whole lot to stress about. So now it comes down to what attack is coming in. And I can even limit what attacks they can do by the stance that I take in my position to my opponent. So I'm going to limit what they can do so I can predict the outcomes and then plan ahead for it. We're doing the same thing in jiu-jitsu. When I'm down here at bottom turtle, I know there's a few ways he's going to react. Craig Jones says it best, jiu-jitsu doesn't work if you stand up, so he can always stand up, right? But as a grappler, especially if we use tournament rule sets or sparring rule sets, we're not just going to stand up, we want control so we get points, right? We want to get that submission and win. So let's just look at the sport aspect of it for a moment. We know there's a prescribed way to behave when your opponent is on all fours with their head down, right? We apply pressure. We get to one of the corners or we get in line, north-south for the head, and we apply pressure. And in our hands, we go and we put it at points where we know the body has to move or the muscles contract to flinch so we can read what they're going to do, right? Now we can predict what's going to happen based on their reaction to stuff. From the bottom, it's the same thing.
we know that if they're in north-south, top turtle, what can they do? What can they actually do to us at that point? Number one, they can stand up. Number two, they can stay there. Number three, they can change their grips, right? They can go from having side rails to the bear hug, right? Number four, they can go to a back corner, right? What else can they do? That's fucking it. Wait, I take that back. They can try and attack your head. But if you're doing turtle correctly, they're not going to be able to get your neck, right? So your four primaries are stand up, stay there, cut a corner, or get a bear hug, change their grips, right? And even if they change their grips to go after your neck, they're still changing their grips. So we've now gone to four possible options. If they stand up, what do? We join them. Customer's always right. Hey, we're to stand. Okay, cool. We're to stand. If they stay there with the side rail grip, what do? We do the first duck out, right? Now, when we do that first duck out, what angle are we cutting when we knee slice out of it? No. If you're knee cutting at a 90-degree out of that duck out, you are out of position to cut to the back corner, right? Think about it. I'm here. I want to go this way, so I make my little angle. I set my frame. I'm going to post high elbows, knee slice out. Where do I go from here? As soon as my hip hits the mat, what am I doing? My knee drops and I pivot, I'm in position. How can I do that if I am knee cutting? Say their knee is right here. If I knee cut over here, how am I coming up into position? I'm 1.5 feet away. Now I have to cover that ground, right? So my knee cut needs to come up here, right next to their knee, right? So I can pop up and be on that back corner without having to chase them. Because if I give them the time, they're going to scramble. Or they'll brandy roll, do some dumb, crazy YouTube bullshit, and now I gotta chase them down, right? I want them to fall into turtle. Because no grappler is gonna fall face first on the ground, right? Do any of you see any instance where you are willingly just going to fall face first on the ground? If there's a use case, please tell me. I have not found one in 10 years. But if you can give me a compelling argument, I may change my mind.
Finding a way to get your insurance to pay for your nose job.
That is not a compelling argument, Brody. I should make you burpees for it. So now, the same movement applies when we're doing the shoulder lock, right? When we do that duck out with the wrist. My knee position goes to the same place every time. Why do we move predictably like that? Anybody? Why do we have common movements for similar positions? Why do we do it that way?
Because it works.
Thank you. It builds muscle memory and repetition. So that when we go smooth brain, and we don't think about shit anymore, it just works. Right? Cam, how many ways are there to set your grips to break somebody's guard? A lot, right? What is my mantra? One common set of grips for multiple guard breaks, multiple guard passes, so that they don't know what you're going to do, right? There's a beautiful art to simplicity when you're doing this, okay? When you know there are multiple things that you can do, and you have a generic setup for it that can be worked into every one, it makes you unpredictable, right? And there's a beauty to that. You'll see guys compete at the highest level, guys and girls compete at the highest level. And if you watch them, they have 2 to 3 grip setups for breaking guard, depending on the guard pass they're going to do. And they're world-class athletes. The difference between them and you is the fact that they've spent thousands of hours
working the same setups for the same movements, and when people see it coming, they cannot stop it. Right? If you go to open mat and somebody sets up that Ronda Rousey armbar, that headlock toss down to the armbar, if you know that's coming, do you think you can stop it?
Usually.
Probably, right? Because your average person at an open mat hasn't done thousands upon thousands of repetitions, right? She has. That's why world-class athletes couldn't stop it. World-class judoka could not stop it. She had that much time doing it. So we keep common themes for our movements to do the exact same thing, right? How many of you have been victim to my ankle lock from back control? Most of you, right? Your time is coming. If you go up and you roll in Flint, and you're working with somebody like Chris Bowman, what does he say about that ankle lock? Gimmicky bullshit, right? I almost broke his foot twice with it, and he knew it was coming. Okay? I have so many reps on that I can set it up on just about anybody and get the submission, even if they know it's coming. And I don't say that as a brag, it's just simple fact, right? Try to pass his guard. If you're not nailing those fucking legs to the ground and making sure you give him zero room, you're not passing it. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll take it back. Right? I've watched black belts have trouble passing his guard, and I don't do that to blow his ego up. He knows how to use his legs as defense. Right? He has a shit ton of hours doing it. You will all get there. Right? But we have to do the reps. And I want you to work on minimalizing the setups that you have for this so that it's all just smooth brain stuff. Right? How many of you have been here when I've taught the Holy Trinity of arm exercise control? Right? That's what? Your Americana, arm bar, Kimura, right? How many setups are there to get to that? One that we teach, right? There's probably several, but you set it up the same way every time. People know it's coming, you're going to catch them with it, okay? It's going to happen. So when we're doing these sit-ups, we're going to go, coming back full circle, right? We'll be Jen Psaki, we're going to circle back, right? We're back to it now. So I'm in turtle, right? That doesn't change, I'm here. This is the knee that I'm ducking out to, right? So I need to create a little angle. I'm making small mouse movements because I don't want to be aggressive. This palm goes on the mat almost in line with that knee, right? I can be a little to the inside, but I don't want to be over here where the other knee is, right? I don't have good support for my body over here. I want it to be in front of, maybe just to the inside of the knee that I'm working with. My elbow stays on the mat. I'm just putting pressure through my hand, right? Now when it's time to come out, whether I'm securing the wrist or just going high elbow, it doesn't matter. Because my post, right, without my hips popping to the ceiling, my post, whether I grip that wrist or high elbow, my knee slide, boom, comes through here, right? As my body moves under and out from under theirs, they're going to start collapsing because I'm executing this quick enough where they don't have a choice. They're going to fall. And no self-respecting grappler is going to fall on their face, right? We've already covered that. So their hands, as much as they can, are coming down in front of them. Okay? I have one secured, my hand is here, my knee pops out by their knee. Now, if I'm popping up to turtle, all I have to do is pivot and I'm there. But if I've got the wrist, all I'm doing here is bridging straight down. I'm not bridging into the rib cage, I'm bridging that way. I want to drive their face into the mat, and don't be nice about it. Because if you have somebody who's strong, they're going to post out in front of them, and you're going to fight that all day. That's why we have to push that knee out. Okay? So keep that in your brain. Same movements,
Same home setup, same knee cut. We're not going 90 degrees, we're not really even going 45. I want to be running maybe a 5-degree cut outside of their knee. So when it hits the mat, if I'm popping up the turtle, I'm right next to knee on knee. I'm in prime position for being on that back corner, okay? I don't want to be way the hell over here to chase them, because odds are they're going to run. And I don't want to be chasing him, right? Don't want to do it. So we minimize our movements, we commonize all of our movements, so that people don't know exactly what we're going to do, okay? Let's get some more reps on this for both of them. Make sure that knee cut's going in the right place. We'll wrap things up, and then we'll continue on our Friday. Okay? On 2, 1, 2.
Okay, so you're just kind of doing it. Oh, yeah.
There you go. So,
Your arm
one of each. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Your arm, your thigh.
That's one thing.
Hand up.
So we just-
Yeah, push it up. Push it. There you go, push it.
Okay, where's your body at?
Keep your arm, push it.
Can you still do it?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna take practice, because if you've been doing it the other way, you're too far away. There we go. And again, it's gonna be bridge, that way, that's far from you. Yes, bridge that way, go on. Now, where's your head? Is your head in contact with your arms? No.
Side, right? You like just pop it up.
That's your head. Should be the way to
Your head ends up right about the middle of my back. You sit up higher.
Yeah. Do the same kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. Just go.
My head is, I keep doing this. Push the leg down. That was good. Make sure you bring your knees in, right? So when you're falling, make sure you're falling in the turtle, okay? If you fall belly down, you're going to get fast coming down.
That's when you readjust it like that, if you need bridge, you. Huh?
That is tough.
They almost get straight.
Oh, no, you're good. You're on my.
I thought I heard them.
You say over.
Your ankle should be before you grab that wrist. You grab that wrist, you should be in motion with up, okay? Grab the wrist, close the foot. Came out a little bit wide, right? Where maybe you come off closer to the leg and then bridge straight back. Which is clamper and then raise the legs.
Where do you end up is usually once you have it flattened out. You end up with the shoulders. The push is always in the middle.
Here,
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah, and then rotating.
Yeah, where I need to be more
Sitting straight.
straight back.
It wasn't as sweet.
Where are you going? Right? Then you came out at 90 and you started rotating around. Okay. This one may be a little difficult, but it's really shitty. Okay. Your miles is going to vary, but I want you to at least try it. So now we got a headlock. What are we going to do here? We got a seatbelt? Okay. So what can we do here? There we go. Bridge, hard.
Close.
Then you're breaking shoulder.
That shoulder gets pinned on your
Okay,
leg.
hand towards the wall. Rotate it that way. Lift.
figure out.
You can bridge, but you're only going to bridge so far, right? So head into the shoulder blade, right? And then use your hand. That's about
I felt like I
right?
was there.
There you go. Okay? The only
I still have to do the, shut the block. If I don't, I just ride your shoulder over it. And down to the. That means I hit it.
Exactly. Mouth right next to their knee. That gets your body in position to force them down. Otherwise, you're pushing yours aside. That was close. That was close.
What I'm doing is like, I'm coming here and I'm like,
Yes.
Yep.
rather than just.
Knifing straight through.
Like,
And that's probably the most common thing that happens.
I mean, you,
Yeah, everyone makes a circle instead of just going straight through. Remember, the shortest point.
similar to that, the one where you're sitting.
Yeah, just like sitting like the guard.
wrist, I have a wrist.
Right into me, and keep my bicep press up
Put your
in.
arm up and your arm.
Rotate your
And just,
Yeah.
Drill your head down into the shoulder. And then rotate your hand. There you go.
yeah, I
Nice.
just go with feet on the body.
So you get to here, right? Next. Here, push down hard, rotate this way.
Decent.
Bend to the elbow.
Yeah, I'm still kind of far away, I should be like here.
Heavy head.
But I can get to it.
Test, you gotta listen. Listen, you break your brother's arm, he's not gonna be a happy camper and he won't train with you anymore.
There you go. Sometimes you have a couple brothers that bring it around.
That's what was wrong.
This way.
My arm, or your arm was wrong.
Again, and you make everything back good. You're gonna do the rhythm. Pause here.
Yeah. I don't know if you're doing, it must be nice to be careful of your shoulder, lifting up.
The angle was fine.
The reason that I come in, the reason I'm
There you go, guys. Your arms on it. Put your arm out.
It's difficult for me to take
The arm being there is okay if you're popping up the one.
Right. Means that I'm already around.
Exactly. We're getting the hip patch. That was a better slide, Brody. You can cut that in or tight, okay? Now, can you head that up, where's that? No, you can't, right? So you need to bring it around the shoulder. Turn in the heel out there. And just stay here. You can go there, right?
Oh, you your arm out. Sorry. Sorry.
When I work with a particular, your arm, the force in your neck and your arm, as they rotate around.
Yeah, I would definitely try to. And that's the thing, I know I'm already extending it so far with the hip, and I have to apply a lot of pressure to slide it. I'll reach separate out. That's tighter at that point. If I could just slide it off, it strips, gets right here, then I just pass it through. Anything beyond that, I'm stuck out. So, we just find the hand, yeah. I can turn my arms.
Head right into your shoulder blade.
Here?
Yep. And then bones and rotate.
Yeah, same thing. It's just you're not grabbing the wrist.
Bridging is again, all the time. Still playing the hand.
Yep.
Head into the shoulder blade.
So
Use
you
your
plant your
hands.
foot and you
Locate the hand.
I don't know how you even done that.
come up a little high.
Don't move your hips.
I had it.
Don't
Don't
move
slow,
your
don't
hips.
try to make it super fast.
I think that was more along this, okay.
Okay?
Had my
Don't
arm
worry about raising your hips.
had it.
You're already there. You got shoulder pin, you're applying pressure.
So I feel like
Just reduce your hand.
So you just get them all.
which I guess works.
You have to take, oh, good. All right. Good to know. Here, I made a fucking China. Goes to the shoulder. Don't make it weird, like obvious if you're gonna go, you know, move around me if I go.
Quiet minds, right? You're good. Just, you're recognizing it, picking up the fact that it's just outside of that knife edge.
I can feel it.
I'm trying to see what's
You're good. That's progress, man. That's a huge win, right? And again, I'm gonna make this statement while you're working. Keep working, right? Always remember, what I'm showing you is a way. It is not the way. That's the beautiful thing with jiu-jitsu. There is so much available, nobody knows it all. Things are being developed and changed all the time. What I show is a way. If it works for your body type, awesome. If not, we can adapt it. It's pretty good. But I am a big fan of concise movements for energy conservation.
Keep controlling.
I'm old, fat, and slow.
I feel like you're gonna roll off anytime you take a grip. What's up there? That's what I want.
And again, you don't have to use your hips, right? Just get your head on that shoulder blade. Use your hands to rotate that arm up and keep a bend in the elbow so that you get that movement, right? And if there's
Slide through his
fucking
legs
like that, wrist lock the shit up. That's the shirt.
I thought the bridge was necessary.
The bridge is necessary to pin them. And you want some bridge to keep them pinned. Because you and I, we're big boys, right? If you just put me flat and then you release the pressure, what are you gonna do? You're gonna scramble and come up, right? You're not gonna accept the position. So you have to maintain some pressure on that shoulder with a little bit of bridge.
Yeah.
But for the Kimura to happen, you're not gonna bridge all the way up and do it back right?
Right.
You're just gonna bridge up enough to isolate everything, and you can use your hands to finish that Kimura movement.
Okay. Gotcha.
There you go, that was better, that was better. But, as we're doing this, right, when you get that knife through, you might wanna try to get a little bit longer with it, because his arm is gonna be now across your shoulder blades, right?
I'm not getting enough like out.
Right. Yeah, we get a little more slide, but that's okay, we're making progress.
I feel like I'm getting an angle.
I think it's working better.
I feel like I have to anywhere. If I don't,
And when I try to push it down.
coming out, I end up with a knee or shoulder. So it comes down like this. You're still underneath.
Yep. So for that, right, they've got the bear secure, right? When you go to secure, bring your elbow along your ribs and grab.
I'm not even trying.
Now it's around your neck, right?
I'm trying.
Everybody, time. It's amazing what happens when you talk through things, right? So how many of you, when you do your knee cut and you bridge, how many of you have your arm over the top of their wrist so that the shoulder, so the back of their shoulder is between your shoulder blades instead of across your neck? How many of you are having that? It's a common thing. Don't be ashamed before saying, yes, that happens, because it does still happen to me, okay? Here's how you get out of that. What's happening is they've got the bear hugs. It's double unders, right? And we're just securing right here while it's under our arm. So when we knife out, it stays under our arm. Do this. You're down, right? They've got the bear hug. Instead of going here, I'm going to go here, bring my elbow along my ribs. They're going to change their grip because they can't maintain it if you're dragging inside. As they change that grip, secure, right? And then duck out. So you're going to force them to modify their grip, okay? Or, if you really want to be an ass about it, elbow in, drag it down, get inside of their grip, and then go, right? Once you duck out and bridge hard, when you get the speed down on it and the timing, once you bridge, that arm's going to be flopping free under your neck. You just grab it, bring it over so you get the bend in the elbow, and now you've got the Kimura, okay? That being said, the Kimura is a sweet cherry on top of the escape, okay? We are not executing this duck out specifically to get the Kimura. We're executing the duck out to get the fuck out of Dodge because we're in a bad spot, right? The submission is there as gravy. It's just extra. Don't get so hung up on the submission that you lose the escape. Okay? The escape, the bridge, the flat amount, that's paramount. If you can keep the Kimura, awesome, it's there, right? Do not sacrifice the entire movement just to get that submission. You're already going to get your reversal points, then you're going to take their back, you're going to get your hooks in and get the back mount points, then you're going to get your choke, okay? So don't sweat it. If it's there, awesome. Do not hinge the whole escape on getting that Kimura, okay? All right, I'm going to set the timer, get a couple of rounds in. Everybody grab a real quick drink, get a mouth guard, and get back out here. Go. Cam, you are not sparring. Come on, old man.